So I'll give my opinion on the announcement of Stargate TV show coming back to Prime after quite a few years now. So it's coming gonna be on Prime, as far as I know. See, we got veterans coming back as the showrunner for the sci-fi series, of course, and the one that worked on the other previous shows. Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis are very good. Stargate Universe was kind of met, and then they had like the years back they had a movie that I honestly forgot about, but I think it took place in like the 30s or something. But that's going to be, I think, the premise of the show, where it's going to be the for those that watched the Stargate movie with Kurt Russell, the old lady in the beginning of the film. It's going to be her character when she's younger and her first interactions with the Stargate. That's what I read that the show is going to be about. Now, that could be really cool because you can get like the camaraderie there, hints of like past shows connected with that. Um, will there be cameos of like past characters? Possibly. Who knows? Because they did that with Stargate Atlantis by kind of like bringing SG characters into Atlantis, which was cool. I don't think they did that with the Stargate universe, from what I remember. May have been one or two, but I it's been a long time since I saw that show. So I really think this is very good for TV, specifically now because Star Trek is in flux, in my opinion. You got Star Wars, which is basically, in my opinion, crap. I'm tired of the superhero shows. So this is a breath of fresh air for getting back to like exploratory sci-fi space program. Or yeah, and I could think it's going to be very interesting and kind of how, given the time period, like how they're going to kind of go about doing this, traveling through these gates, and will they explore? Will Who will be a main antagonist? All kinds of stuff. And as long as they do the characters well, which they have done in the past Stargate shows, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. Um, I hope that they don't modernize it, and I hope there's no political agenda stuff in this show because I'm tired of that crap. Just make a good show with good characters, really well written characters, story, and all that kind of stuff. It's really not that hard to ask for. Um, and Stargate is like one of the last franchises out there that hasn't been poisoned by terrible creators and terrible writers. And I really hope that this Stargate show picks it up and is very good because it's one of my favorites back in the day. I liked it over Star Trek. I liked it over Star Wars. It just had everything that I really loved about like the sci-fi and stuff, and connected to that movie, that first movie with Kurt Russell and those characters, is great stuff. And they can really do a lot of wonders with this new show. So we'll see. I mean, it's you'll have Stargate fans like myself kind of flocking to the show to check it out there, and hope to God that it's good because if it fails, I don't. It's going to be like Tron. It's going to be like dead in the water and never to be seen again for a long time. And I hope that's not the case. I hope this franchise gets back on its saddle and really becomes strong once again. Uh, I don't couldn't tell you on how many seasons, if this show gets popular, on how far they can go. I know that SG-1 I think was like 9 or 10, if I'm not mistaken. Stargate Atlantis was 5, and I think Stargate Universe was like 3. I think it was 3. So yeah, it's really going to depend on I'd be cool if they did like, let's say, five for this new show, and then the next show they did in a different time period. The different time periods would be really neat to explore, and kind of like how those characters deal with the Stargate stuff. I mean, I'll be interested too, like because of the way that Stargate Atlantis ended. Would there be any kind of continuation from that? That would be an interesting plot point for a show, you know? And that kind of goes back to like whether or not they're bringing in like cameos from past characters. I think it would be really neat. As far as I know, they're all still alive for the most part, and they a lot of those actors really haven't gone on to do much. And but it'd be cool if you know. It'd be really cool if Jason Momoa came back as a cameo in the Stargate show. I mean, that would be cool. He could play like anything. Probably play like a tough guy, but wishful thinking on that because he's such a big actor, but you never know. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the upcoming Stargate show announcement. I think it's great for TV. It's going to fill in a good slot, and I just hope to God that it's not. It comes out strong and is done well, and the productivity is fantastic there, and I think it can be. So uh, we'll see. You know, it's obviously the first couple episodes will determine that factor, and fingers crossed. So go Stargate. Good that's coming back after all these years, and I'm getting pretty excited about it. So that's my thoughts.